My life has not always been perfect, yet I ask, what is perfect when I'm just living my life? Life to me is like skipping stones on the water. You don't always get it right the first time, but it don't mean we shouldn't grab a next stone and try again. Here's my story to success. I basically spent the last year working on earning a glass bottom boat, getting everything the bank asked me to get in all direction, but I was just not qualified for it. I had people who want to get involved in it, but their whole goal was for them to buy the boat and have me work for them. And I was not going there. I have these ideas. These are my ideas. I need to make this happen. So, you know, I decided to go out and make it happen. And this is what was the result. Meeting Richard February 22nd, 2012, for the first time since I embarked in this new venture was very interesting because of the location. It was a party night, everybody's trying to party, not really talk work or business, but he recognized me. We knew each other for a while, so he gave me like 14 seconds of his time, and within that 14 seconds of his time, the result was, make an appointment with Helen, his PA, and let's see what, you know, how Gumption can be helped or what Gumption is working on. So I had got the email from Helen and I took advantage of it ASAP. Um, Basically the same email that I had for the bank, I kind of just changed it up a bit and I sent it on to Richard, just the basics, my trade license, my proposal, and, recommendation from resorts about it. And, you know, the 2nd of April 2012, I was received an email from the general manager of NECA basically saying, "Hi Rastaman, Richard asked me to touch base with you about the email regarding the boat, but I can't get through. Do you have a number I can call? Best regards, Kenny." And I know from that moment that Richard is going to be the one to get this because he been through this. He know exactly how it is, what I'm going through, and he's gonna arrange for us to meet. We're gonna meet. I'm gonna share my ideas, and he's gonna jump on board, and I'm confident about that. My life will take a different toll when I lost the biggest advocate, the biggest fan, the biggest believer outside of myself, who was my best friend and still my father. When he passed on the 3rd of April, the day after I received an email from Kenny on behalf of Richard, I felt like everything that I just felt empty. And I know that I have to pick myself up, I have to rinse myself off, I have to get out and make it happen. Being pressured by the owner who was selling the boat about people who are interested in buying the boat, I turn around and still trying to reach the bank that has been denying me. And my last email will go to the bank on the 17th, 2012, and till this point, I haven't got a reply from them. 6 months later, on the 15th of October 2012, I will be invited over to NECA and will ask to bring the boat for Richard to see it. And what ended up being pretty good as well is that we actually did our first meeting, official meeting on the boat by the reef, which was perfect. So we were discussing while looking through the glass as we talk about the plans for Gumption and the glass bottom boat. And to me, that was very brilliant. 4 days later, the 19th of October, I'll be invited back over to Necker Island, where this time I'm asking him to meet him at his house. And, that sunset of that day was so beautiful. It was magnificent. You will tell that something is about to happen in a very, very good way. And something did happen, and you know, the only regret Richard said he had at the moment was losing me as an employee, and that really meant a lot to me. I will now depart from NECA with a check signed by Richard that after today I'm no longer trying to purchase me a glass bottom boat. I'm going to get me a glass bottom boat, and everything changed after that day. The email that I will get from Richard, from him for the first time, will be so encouraging. Dear Gumption, I just want to wish you all the best in a new venture. You have my 100% support. If you need any character reference, you may use this note or ask me for a one-to-one reference. I'm sure your glass bottom boat is just what the BVI and its tourists need, and you're the right one to operate it. All the best, Richard Branson. And that was it. That was from him, off his iPad. Everything after that was history. Sia Clay was born, and Gumption become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, DJ Gumption from VI to Tatola.
I will go ahead and create the Facebook page. I will get us famous pretty soon. Now that I got the check change and I got the money, it is time to now invest into the business, into the boat. So, after this, it was all about investing.
I dream big, never small. Gumption, you have to stand tall. Dream big, never small. Jalo will conquer it all.
Things that needed to be painted was painted. Screws that needed to be tightened was tightened. Making sure I have my insurance and anything that in terms of making this work. So I was on it every day and pushing it and getting it there. So I'm in this to work. I'm in this to win. So I have to put on my entrepreneurial skills and get to work.
Message to the youth, me tell you, take back the land. Set up yourself, set up a big plan. Greater things, good life living. Right now for the youth, me I sing. Dream big, never small. Gumption, we have to stand tall. Dream big.
Big, never small. Yeah man, just now finally getting installing the sounds, the anything in the background. Yeah man, had the boat out of the water for 2-3 days, no, 3-4 days. Doing a little bottom painting. Yeah, the bottom nice and ready to go, you know what I mean? So like, we launching this boat later. So later we hit in the water and, you know what I mean? Doing a trip on Tuesday night out of Paris Creek. So, you know what I mean? It's official. Dream big, see it clear. Glass bottom boat.
After I got the boat on the water, I had all the life jackets and everything well placed, you know what I mean? All of the fins and the swim belts, and it was like, this is my investment. This is the the money I paid. I'm looking at it right in front of me in terms of material things, so after today I know that I'm closer to actually being there. So once that was done, it was all about promotion. So I got to it. I did a little advertisement, picture here and there, and once I did that and get the ball rolling, that's when the tourists came and everything took place after that.
British Virgin Islands, this one's for us. Put your hands up.
Wave them to the sky, rock from side to side, represent the Virgin Islands. Hands, sing BVI. Wave them to the sky, rock from side to side, represent the Virgin Islands. Oh, how I love my country. Local foods like fish and fungi, asking I'll reply. One from the BVI, me tell them, land of the turtle dove, smiling faces showing love, historic sights galore. Come on, you can take a tour. Come on, let me take you, I wanna take you home with me, to a place where we can party, live life and be free. Me tell them, sing BVI.
My first month and a half was very interesting being in business, but here comes Christmas, Christmas Eve. I'm privileged to have Richard Branson and Larry Page of Google both on my boat at the same time in this Christmas parade, and that we entered. By the way, we did win the parade, and I consider a very good Christmas to me. Once the new year hit, it was nothing but tours, and I did tours, and guess what? More tours, and I did tours top of that, and it was like more tours again. I got called for more tours, and I just been very, 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 very busy. And I will then get a phone call sometime in January from my good friend Dane, which ended up being another rock jumping experience. He had this great movie I did. It's called Gumption, and I'm perfect for it because I am gumption. I have the gumption that he needs. So that also helped my career, and I have to say thanks to Dane Hunter and the Hunters family for that. Lots of thanks. After noticing how beautiful these turtles are, I decided to go ahead and get See It Clay involved. So the 13th of March 2013, I went ahead and I started the Save the Turtles BVI fan page on Facebook, which is a non-profit of See It Clay. We are doing good, and I want to give back to the ocean, and this is a very positive way I can give back to the ocean. The sunrise on the 22nd of March 2013 was unbelievable. It was a sunrise you're glad you wake up for to see. You're glad you take a photo of. You're glad you paint. You're glad you videotape. It was a sunrise knowing by the end of the day something really, really special is going to take place in your life. And I felt it, and I believe in that, and it did happen. Later that morning, around 9 o'clock, I was on my way over to Neckar. I'm invited by Richard to come and meet with him. He have this idea that he want to share with me, and I'm curious about it. When you have an idea you want to share, you want to show up,
So I've talked to Larry and Lucy Page from Google, and also from Eustacia Island, and what we're going to do is something which we've done in one or two other countries, is to make small loans available to young people to help them get businesses going, and then as they repay those loans, then lend them out to other people. So it'll be an ever revolving process. So we won't actually expect to get the loans back. We're hoping that process we can get quite a few new businesses going in the BVI. We'll take preference on giving loans to people who've got sort of new ideas for the BVI over people who are duplicating something that's already happening in the BVI. A lot of people setting up the business for the first time, just don't know the basics, and that's where I think having a mentor to help is so important. So I think that if we can get some really good, there are lots of people living in the BVI who, quite a few people who've retired to the BVI have had a lot of business experience, who I'm sure that we can find to like adopt an entrepreneur and help them, help in running quite a lot of businesses myself, and starting off as an entrepreneur. I've learnt the importance of people, the importance of motivating people well, and looking for the best in people. Small loans can make a big difference. Sometimes you need bigger loans. I mean, like obviously glass bottom boat you're not going to buy for $300. So sometimes it can be bigger loans. We need to make it very clear that there's going to be a lot of people who there won't be enough money for everybody. So we're going to be looking for the projects that are most likely to succeed. But we are expecting to see projects that where people have been turned down by banks. So we're not we're looking for people who are having problems getting money from banks. And we're not trying to duplicate what the banks are doing. And as I said, we're looking for projects that, if possible, add something to the BVI that are not just duplicating some other work that's already been done in the BVI. And those projects have worked well. And when I set up in business, I managed to get $300 to get my business going, and it made an enormous difference. The banks would never lend me any money, so and now we've got 60,000 people employed at Virgin. So I've been very fortunate in my life, and it's good to be in a position to maybe help some other people in the BVI. Well, we've made one or two loans already to people. There was Gumption who wanted to buy a glass-bottom boat.
Seeing it for the first time 13 years ago as a child, as a youth, it's like unbelievable. It's the first boat with a glass. I didn't have any money to go on it, so I was sad I didn't get to go on it. But I never did give up on it. I keep pushing it, and after 13 years, in few months, it all unfolds, and I'm very excited about that. Basically, I take people out on dry reef tours for those who don't want to get wet, and let them see the beauty of the underwater world up close and personal, yet being dry. The challenges I found was with the bank, yes, because I didn't have everything the bank was requiring for in terms of a percent of the money or land in house, because today the bank doesn't want just land anymore. They want land with a house on it. And one of the greatest thing anyone can fear by the end of the day is to go home and realize that your house now belongs to a bank. So not necessarily family wouldn't support it, just that the greatest thing anyone could fear is losing their home. So therefore I was not qualified for it. And when it comes to that, I almost thought like all ends was meet. I had everything the bank required me to get: a business proposal, business plan, a trade license, recommendations from numerous resorts, but still I didn't have a house or that amount of collateral to get me started. Man, I'd like to say, first of all, when you feel all odds are against you, keep in mind that an airplane have to take off against the wind. So not necessarily because you're not getting support of a family relative or the government or individual, that doesn't mean you can't take off. It might be a little difficult, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't take off. And if you go to know if you're gonna make it, you must face challenges. If you don't make challenges, then it's not destined you're gonna make it in anything. Even with the sacrifice Richard made with Virgin towards buying the airlines, he had to go through that to go, and now today they stand pretty strong.
He's doing fantastic. He's repaying on time. And he also knows that the money's going to that by him working hard, that's going to enable another young entrepreneur in the BVI to get the money that he repays will be lent to somebody else. And I think and then what I haven't talked to Gumption about is that once he has repaid, when that money is then lent to somebody else, which he can help choose somebody else, he can then help mentor the next person. It's business, it's tough, and And it's up to us to have some flexibility if he has difficulties. But I know Gumption well, that he'll do it from his heart. He'll do everything he can and give it 100%.
The self-titled blog on Virgin, it takes gumption to become an entrepreneur, would hit global after that. Then the 1st of April, he released the first glass bottom airplane, and it is the 1st of April, it is All Fools Day, but if Richard really wants to have a glass bottom airplane, he can do it. If he can get people into going to space, which they're doing, getting a glass bottom airplane should never be a problem. Then there was the blog on the newspaper. I did an interview on Virgin News Online, then it took off after that. 6 months later, I'm back on Necker Island. You know what I mean? I made a very large payment on the boat, and I'm very happy for it. So a lot of hard work. Hard work pays off. Stay focused, stay humble, be true, and anything can happen.
But real talk, I need to thank you, the customers, the supporters, people that click like, people that share our videos, share our page, support us in any way. Without you, these payments could not have been made. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to my mom, my sister, my brothers. It is what make me why I am today. So I just give thanks. And me just want to stop here, I want to go bigger and better. I want to have 3 and 4 different boats, and I want to create jobs, give people jobs, and and create employment. But I want to thank Richard Branson. I gotta thank you, Richard. Honestly, man, you blog, your time, your effort you take to promote me and push me. To be honest, Richard, I gotta say thank you. Really, really thank you, man. Your family, your daughter, your wife, the staff of Necker Island. Yeah, man, I really thanks for the support, man. Because of their support and your support, I'm a CEO, I'm an entrepreneur. I have my business, and I didn't know how the month is gonna end. It started off pretty rough and end up pretty smooth, and some months did end up pretty rough. But keeping my communication with you, Richard. Honestly, man, I don't care what anyone say, Richard. I love you. Thanks for seeing me. Thanks for believing in me. Thanks for being there. You know what I mean? So no more talking. Check the bottle. NECKERISLAND. That's how we do it. DJ Gumption, COCA Claire. We live, Necker Island.
The 5th of June 2013, Richard will go ahead and post a blog titled Turtles Lane of Virgin Gorda, and that was the push that I needed to get the word out about Save the Turtle BVI, which is a non-profit of See It Clear Glass Bottom Boat. And Richard himself as a person is very passionate about saving these turtles as well, but we need all of us. It takes all of us. So go over to our fan page and like the page on Facebook. Sometime in May 2013, Richard will give me the only person that can bring outsiders onto the island for a decent fee, where they can see the flamingos, the giant tortoises, and of course the beloved ringtail lemur. And in time and money that they pay will go towards lemur conservation. So at the same time, it's helping my business run and still helping animals. So it's a win-win. On the 17th of September 2013, I would then go ahead and create a new charity which is called I Spy, I Support Positive Youths, because I think it's important to get the youths in all the activities like Save the Turtles and all of that, so it is important to get the youths involved. The 11th of October 2013, 8 days before 1 year of being in business, I will get the Gumption blog. There's a one-stop blog that you can get everything about Gumption. About See It Clear, Save the Turtle, I Spy, anything I'm involved in is all on one spot. And that is thanks to Kevin Lafont, of Charter Advisor, and I appreciate it a lot. On the same day, the 11th of October 2013, 8 days before 1 year of being in business, Richard put a very interesting blog, business lessons of a turtle. So he's just basically breaking down the lessons of a turtle survival, of baby turtle surviving to adulthood, likewise a small business person getting there towards, being big. So it was very interesting blog, and I think it was just days before 1 year of being in business. They always say that the first year usually the toughest year in a new business, but I think I made a lot of history, break a lot of record. Plus the people that I met, who became friend on my trip, like Kevin, for example, and Lauren, you know what I mean? And I really think, we did the I Spy logo, he did a Gumption blog. Then there was Diana, who's also a visitor to the BVI, guest on CFA, and she's making us a website as well for the city to the BVI. You know what I mean? So like being in the business as well, meeting people who are also passionate about making dreams come true, passionate about the BVI, the environment, and who just want to help, for the cause. So, you know what I mean? One day, like what Richard was earlier, one day I'd like to be in a position that I too can help make dreams come true. Because everyone deserves to have an opportunity. Everyone have a dream, not to them, not to their family.
In the mirror, when you see the image, we gotta make that change. We gotta rearrange. Nations on fire, and I'm feeling the pain. Natural disasters happening much faster. Know to yourself, it is the work of the Father. Biological warfare, disease spread everywhere. So you think they really care? To the Most High Jah, I pray. We've got to make the change. We've got to rearrange. Look in the mirror when you see the image. We've got to make the change. We've got to rearrange. Nations on fire, and I'm feeling the pain. Make a change for the innocent youth. Make a change for no lie but the truth. Make a change for we African roots, Mama Africa. I sing this for you. Make a change for the sick and the needy. Make a change for the poor and the hungry. Make a change for the shelterless. Forward movement, more progress. We've got to make that change. We've got to rearrange. Look in the mirror when you see the image. We've got to make that change. We've got to rearrange. Nations on fire, and I'm feeling the pain. Before you make that move, have to look within yourself. Wonder how you're living if the youth them you defend. Never come here so to preach, just a freedom of speech. Sing out this message, hope my people let me reach. We've got to make that change. We've got to rearrange. Nations on fire, and I'm feeling the pain.
This is so beautiful. Look at how he's moving his back legs.